Hey guys, officially I am a week into raid and I want to go over a little bit as to what I did and the progress as a whole. As you can see, it does say day 8, but we are about an hour after reset. As you can see here, not a big deal. I am on essentially a week into raid and I've done a lot. As you can see, we are level 45. I have done a lot of Arbiter missions, and my roster looks like this currently. I'm gonna break it all down, so let's get into it. Now, first of all, let's talk about the roster. So the roster has mostly composed of free units. Now there are 3 specific heroes that I did not get for free, or at least because of certain packs or offers, or really anything related to that. And those are going to be Shatterbones, Royal Guard, and Phoenix, which I have not leveled yet. These were all from shards. I pulled maybe 10 shards total so far, and I think 3 void shards, just because my chat when I was streaming convinced me to. Now, of course, these are all pretty solid. Mostly Royal Guard, Phoenix, both very good. Royal Guard will probably be my next 6-star, is what I'm leaning towards. Shatterbones, I will probably only ever use for faction. These are some crazy pulls. I was very lucky, and I'm very happy I pulled them. Now, aside from that, Tholin was my very first promo code. He is so goated, it is insane. I'll talk about his build and why it's so good for me in a bit. Uugo, also amazing. Uugo, as well as Mausoleum Mage and Anax and Narma actually were from my download link. If you want to get one of the best starts in Raid Shadow Legends, use the link in my description below to get a free legendary champion, Narma the Returned, as well as 3 amazing epic champions as you level up. Now, the way that you're going to do this is you're going to log out of Plarium Play on PC and uninstall. Then you're going to click the link in the description, register with a brand new email. Then you're going to launch Raid, complete the tutorial, and as you go to your inbox, you are going to be able to claim your first legendary champion. Next, you're going to get Anax, Uugo, and Mausoleum Mage as you level up. Please don't let this insane offer pass you by and click on my link now to get the start that you deserve. And we get Kale as a starter champion, Madame Saris as a promo code type of thing. Moreg is part of the, what's it called? The Plarium Points program. You are able to get her. It shows Sirsha right now, but Moreg is the first reward you get. She's great for Fire Knight, all of that stuff. Shaman is a day 7 reward. And like I said, we have our pulls right here. Now, of course, this is very varied depending on how you guys play the game, but I also have Rector Drath. And Rector Drath is because I bought the Apprentice Pass. This is so that I could get a free, well, not really free, but I could get an instant 6-star, which was really big in progression. And Rector is an insanely good unit. That is the roster. Now, build-wise, I have actually been very lucky with my Tholin's gear, and everyone else is kind of lacking. So, a couple things that are pretty important. Tholin has lifesteal. Super important. Speed boots, insanely important with the extra attack. I mean, my rolls have been very blessed, I will admit. We got some speed, crit rate, HP on attack percent mains. We got some crit rate there. We have some pieces here. This roll, really good. Triple into crit rate with some speed and some attack. Amazing. Over here, we got some more speed. And then I also have a resistance, which isn't ideal, but it's all I got. Pinpoint banner. We also have a pinpoint amulet. These are from the event dungeons, which I did a little bit. And I also got the stone skin from the forge pack, which is really good. This gives me a little bit more HP, and the attack was around what I was able to get with this piece. This piece would get me a little more attack, but my HP would drop a lot. And Tholin very often needs to solo stages, so that's very important. I have not skilled him, nor will I. He is full masteries, and we have a relic just for the padded stats, and a couple, bonuses, obviously. And we also have his blessing, because he is 1-star. This gives him a lot more HP, and a little bit more damage here, as you can see, up to 2% for each debuff they play successfully. Tholin has been my carry, has been my goat, and he's so good, especially because it really unlocks a lot of these Titan events. I'm hoping I can get the 3-star by the end of that event, and I'm able to push through this a little bit further, get some more relics. It's nice, right? That's a pretty big thing that I've been focusing on. Uugo, I just have very fast. Now, Uugo has some speed gear over here. This triple speed roll was from Nightmare Campaign. This was the only usable piece. You get 6 6-star pieces. This is the only piece that had speed on it. And it rolled triple, which is amazing, right? Very, very lucky. But even if you're not lucky, you can still make do. And we got some perception stuff. You get some free perception materials for the Forge. Forge, super important. You want to try to get it if you can, but of course, I didn't get crazy lucky, but I did get decently lucky. Rector has a lot of HP, a lot of speed, honestly, this is his build. He's pretty damn good. Uugo, Rector have been clutch. Kale was there mostly for factions. I kind of regret maxing him. I don't regret maxing him. It's a little complicated. And I think my next one will be Royal Guard, but I'm not sure. I should probably focus Clan Boss as well, a little bit heavier. It's a little bit hard when it comes to figuring out your champions because there's so many different things I want to level, obviously. Now, a couple other things. The big focus of this week has been Arbiter missions. I am now at a very, very hard stopping point, and I probably will not be able to progress for another week, which sounds crazy, but it's about right. I am now an arena mission. I basically prioritize these as like a guide for progression because Arbiter is so incredibly important, not just for arena, where she would freaking save my life, but also because Arbiter is incredibly clutch for really just speed in general. And when you're starting out, you don't really have all the options. And even if you are later game, Arbiter is still very useful, right? She has weaken A1, she has the decrease duration of enemy buffs, she has the increase attack and heal and turn meter increase. It's crazy. She also has a revive and a very good arena speed lead. She's so important. And I've been really hard pushing her, though most likely I will only be getting her about a month in, right? But you want to get a head start as soon as possible. And I'm going to continue to try to plan around. For example, Rector's Wrath is not 6-star Ascension. I could do it, I'm not going to. Because despite the space stat, there are some quests that you need to max people based off of affinity and ascend their 6th Ascension, and you need one of every affinity. So I'm gonna save this so I don't have to 6-star another Force affinity later on, right? A lot of stuff like that. We are in Gold Arena pretty comfortably. This is early week, so if I reset, there's going to be a couple easy fights. Now, of course, not every fight is going to be easy. The second you get into gold, you start facing hell, essentially. This probably will beat me, but I'll try it anyways. This is the arena team I've been using. Rector's there just as a safety net to revive whoever dies. Ugo's there for his debuffs. We got Diabolist over here. Diabolist is the only speed unit I'm able to get right now. High Cocoon comes day 30 with the speed aura. I do not currently have a speed aura. I would like a spirit host, but I just cannot pick one up. She does not want to drop. She has the turn meter control. She needs a lot more accuracy. I just haven't really thought about it. And her speed's actually lower than my Uugo now because I haven't redone her gear. Now I'm probably gonna get nuked because they're gonna outspeed me, and then a mythical is gonna go, oh no, we're good actually, which is fine. And we're gonna nuke them. And we win. Right, that's kind of what I've been doing, but really I've just been resetting for easy opponents because it's early week, because I'm stuck on these medals. I need to get 2 affinities, kind of great haul bonuses to level 4, and I can't even get 1. Then I'm going to move on to probably Force, get this accuracy to 4, and then I'm going to try to max this one up to 10 for the Arbiter missions once again. It's going to take a long ass time, but it's very important. Now, aside from that, a big focus recently has actually been campaign. Now, campaign is the thing you want to focus on immediately, and I've made some pretty good progress. I've been farming a lot here. I mean, just yesterday I used like 700 gems or something crazy in order to max out another 5-star for the Arbiter quests. And then I needed to get to level 45 for Siege, which is starting soon. So I ended up using a lot of gems, which is why we are partway to the next 6-star. And as you can see, I have quite a few points right here. I have about 21k. The other guy went pretty hard. This is about 1 6-star, maybe 1.5. No, I pushed very hard on this thing. Just using a lot of gems for stamina. All right, and I would just do brutal. I ended up getting a lot of farmable rares that I needed along the way for the quest. And then I pushed a little bit of Nightmare. And Nightmare's been going honestly pretty well. I just got the speed gear. There's also 3 5-star chickens very soon, which is absolutely massive. Getting 6 stars early on is always a pain and takes a lot of time, energy, and food. I mean, I got to the point where you can't really see it now, but I had 0 mystery shards, which was brutal. I was pulling single ones to finish it off. It was bad, right? So I ended up doing a little bit of Nightmare, over here. I'm kind of stuck on this stage. I can't even do it with my full team very easily, and I don't really want to push it too far because the chickens need almost 3-star on every stage to get. So I'm taking a little bit of a break, but realistically, I've been using Tholin, I've been using Rector because they're both very tanky. Tholin does all the damage, and Rector's there for some revive. Very, very important there. I'll go over the clan bosses in a second. I want to talk briefly about skills. I do have a video on skill books if you want to watch that, but essentially, you want to focus only one character at a time, and you want to be very careful. Now, Tholin is my carry, and I could skill him up. I could get the cooldown down, I could get a lot more damage, and maybe it would help. The thing about Tholin is his A1 will give him an extra turn, very frequently against bosses. His A3 does enough damage on its own, right? And also the passive will activate the A1, which might even allow him to go again, right? And the debuff buff chance is pretty good, but it's also already a 50% chance around most bosses and most stages in the game. So I found that I don't really need to skill Tholin because he's cycling so fast. And also his A1's pretty good. So I don't feel the need to skill him, and if I don't feel the need to skill my legendaries, I'm going to save them for the next legendaries. Now, Uugo was very important to skill, because this on a 3 turn is incredibly important. I also would have liked to have a little bit more healing, a little bit better cooldown right here. But what ended up happening is everything went into the A1 immediately, which is the thing I didn't want to skill. So I ended up using all of my books, and now I'm working on Rector. Should I have waited until I had more books? Maybe. But I've been very unlucky with Rector, so most likely I will just put every epic book I get into Rector. Now, aside from that, I would like to skill Royal Guard, but I could also pull some more epics I want. Mausoleum Mage has been very clutch in a lot of areas. He doesn't even need that many books. He's on the list as well. There are a lot of things I need to do, man. It'll just take time at the end of the day. So that's the books there. Now, the other big thing has been clan boss as well. So mainly 2 clan bosses. I just unlocked Hydra because I grinded the hell out of getting level 45 last night, but Demon Lord has been pretty good. So far I'm getting a 1 key on normal, and hard is actually a 2 key. Now I am going to run the whole thing now just because I think it's a little bit interesting, or at least I'll run part of it. Essentially, I've just been using my spare parts. Mastery wise, my Uugo and my Tholin are max masteries, and I'm farming up my Kale and my Rector's masteries right now. Once they're up, I'll have another source of War Master, maybe even 2 sources for now, and I'll get a bit more of a score. And then Narma's built full tanky with an emphasis on staying alive, obviously. And then she's also able to put out poisons and sometimes poison sensitivity. We have the decreased attack on Rector and the sustain. Uugo's there for the decreased defense and a little bit of healing. Tholin's our main DPS, and then Kale's there for the poisons. It's a decent rudimentary clan boss team. Now, it's not perfect. Obviously, eventually I want to pull a Man-Eater or a Demitha or something along those lines, go for an unkillable comp, or even beyond that point, just go for straight up damage, right? But the thing is, I don't have the materials for that, I don't have the resources, and simply I don't have the gear, right? The gear on this account is very limited because it's a weekend. So even 2 keying hard has been very big for me. I'm going to be able to start getting consistent epic books and maybe some shards, maybe some usable gear from here. And it's going to be a big deal, right? Clan boss is the main focus early on for a reason, because the rewards in clan boss are simply the best in the game, at least for when you're able to do it. You want to do clan boss all the time. You can get a lot of sacreds a month if you're 1 keying Ultra Nightmare, or even just getting the highest chest in Ultra Nightmare. And I would love to try to push to Brutal very, very soon. So my goal at the end of the week was to start breaking into Brutal. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Once I get my masters up, I'm pretty confident I can do it. And I definitely need to get my Kale's geared a lot better. Kale's gear is garbage. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Tholin's gear is honestly really good for where I am. Kale's gear is very, very lacking, and I'm kind of disappointed in him, honestly. I thought he would be better, but realistically, he's letting me down a little bit. As you can see there, we just got the poison sensitivity. Uugo's going to cleanse the debuffs. Of course, Kale's not going to land the debuff, even though he has okay accuracy. We're just going to keep stuff going, if we're being honest here. Also, something cool about Tholin is he doesn't need accuracy on his A1, because when he's against a demon classification, whatever the heck he does, it's actually unresistible or something. So he ends up putting it out every time. against most things in this game, which is really good. And as you can see, we are already at 5 million. We just need to get about 6 million for the 2 key. Now, obviously, this depends on affinity. I would say that Spirit's not my best affinity, but either way, we're probably going to make it happen here. Tholin right there with the counterattack, followed by the increase his own attack. And something I am missing in this composition is I'm missing an attack up. But Tholin, like I said, is great. And he puts out his own attack up, which is really, really good. So we do end up having that. There's a lot of things I could do with this clan boss team going forward, but right now I need to focus on gear in order to unlock the next clan bosses, at least the next clan boss difficulties. Nightmare's going to take a little bit of effort to get into, but like I said, 7 days in, it's not a huge worry if you can't push much further. You're going to push it as well as you can, as soon as you can, right? Everyone goes at the same speed, everyone goes at a different speed, and realistically, if you're not getting this high, you don't need to worry about it. Just try to focus clan boss on the side as you're progressing, and keep it in the back of your mind at all times is kind of my general recommendation. Here we're going to get about 7 million. We're definitely reaching the end very, very soon. Tholin's counterattack, triggering War Master is always great. He also just does a decent amount of damage, especially against a bad affinity. And while he is getting stunned, we already got to our goal, and we're actually getting closer and closer to a 1 key, which is big. Now Uugo's gonna revive everyone, which is great. That never happens. This is actually the first time I've seen that. So we might actually get to like 9 mil, or at least close to it, which is kind of sick. If we had Rector and Kale with masteries, I think we would 1 key this. Either way, I'm very happy with how this is going so far, and I'm excited to see what I can do in the future. I've never done Ultra Nightmare, so that's ultimately a goal for this account, and Uugo reviving again is freaking crazy. I didn't mean for this to take so long. I wanted to move on to talking about Chimera a little bit, but we hit that 9 mil, which is great. Tholin doing most of the damage, Kale with the poisons, more accuracy, more obviously speed, more everything would make this a lot better. Uugo with the War Master procs is crazy. Rector will do a lot more when I get it up. And then Narma puts the poison sense for Kale. And of course, very good rewards in here. You want to focus it. Now, something else is Chimera. Now, I cannot show Chimera because obviously it hasn't reset yet, but I was able to 1 key it, and then I just kind of autoed it again because there was 0 way I was ever hitting anything meaningful and normal. Easy is about 4.1 mil. We're hitting it here, which is great. We're going to get started on the Ember shards. Embers is freaking monstrous. We also get some relics, some relic upgrading, clan coins, which are big. There's a lot of good stuff in here that I really, really want. And we potentially are actually able to get some of these chests. Now, as you can see, if we hit number 1, which we will, we're actually going to get the 880 mil chest, which is pretty solid. Now, later on, you will get some better stuff. But for now, this is some pretty good rewards for me. Hydra is so out of reach right now. I cannot hit the lowest chest at all. This guy loopers around my level. I was able to hit about 300k on my first attempt. It did not go well. That's not even vaguely close. So out of sight, out of mind. I'm not going to worry about it. Something else though is Siege. So I am in a viewers guild, shout out FTW, and this guild's not really super try hard in Siege, but you are supposed to get some solid gear sets. So if you can unlock Siege, as you can see, it is about to start in about 7 hours. Then ideally you should. Doom Tower, I pushed it a little bit. Of course, this is level 40 stuff. And then when we unlock it, I'm stuck on Scarab. Scarab, you have to have shielders. I do not have shielders on my account at all. And I do not want to farm the farmable rare that can do it because I simply don't want to invest. You never want to invest in champions you don't need to. All right, Faction Wars, I've been slacking really, really bad. I'm really hoping that Dwarf Crypt will open very soon. It was like a week out when I started, so it'll take a while for it to happen. I'll probably be able to push Ogren a little bit with Uugo, but really, that hasn't really been a big focus. It's way too hard for me now. And then aside from that, I mean, there's not much else. Gem-wise, like I said, I got masteries here, I got masteries here, and I'm farming up these two. And Gem Mine I would love to upgrade, but stamina has been a bigger priority. Now keep in mind, I am not free to play. It's another big thing. As you can see here, I mean, I got the daily gem pack here. I've been able to get some very solid gear from the Forge Pass. Very good if you're going to be a spender. This has given me a little bit of extra XP. It's not a ton, but it is pretty good. That ring I showed you earlier. This is a big thing. So there's been a couple other purchases. As you can see, I'm waiting on my shards. And essentially, we're now getting into the waiting portion where we're going to be slowly ticking away at some of these quests, some of these challenges, and I'm hoping that eventually I will be able to get Arbiter and then go from there. There's a lot of stuff to do in this game. We're just getting started. I'm just trying to get my account to a good level to try to focus on dungeons. Dungeons have not been great. I mean, every keep I pushed to about 15 or so, I would say. Minotaur, I'm able to clear fully. As you can see here, I got 2 of the people I need masteries for, 2 people who already have masteries. I'm able to beat it consistently. Ice Golem, only 14. It is consistent. I could probably push it more. Spider, you don't really need to push too much further because stage 10 is so good to farm. It's like bugged apparently, so stage 15 is the only time it gets better. Stage 17 is the furthest I can get in Dragon, which is pretty good, honestly. Fire Knight Castle, only stage 9. Stage 10 is a big jump up. I need a lot more multi-hitters. Moreg's really good for this. She has the A1 with the double hitter. She has a team up as well. She's great, but no one else does multi-hit. So I'm really struggling. And then these 2 areas you do not need to focus ever. Well, you do eventually, but you don't really need to focus them. And also Iron Twins is also kind of important, but I can't really push it very hard. So that's where I am 1 week in. Let me know if my progress is good, if there's any advice you would have for me, etc, etc. I've been enjoying my time a lot, and I will continue to work on the account. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe. And that's it for me. Destin signing out.